Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. First of all, thank you, as every week, for the amazing feedback for the last episode where we did the deep dive into Stefie's personality. In case you didn't see or listen yet, I would highly recommend listening to that if you want to know a little bit more about Stefie. You know, Stefie is sometimes a little bit silent, but you know how the deep waters are, silent but deep. So Stefie, do you want to give us a little recap, maybe what kind of personality you were, in case the people missed it last week?
Yeah, sure. I was an assertive campaigner, guys. I am ENFP type. My role is apparently being a diplomat, and my strategy is a people mastery. We can, there's descriptions to all of that. You can read everything about your personality as well. We've seen, a lot of people did that after, we dropped the episode as well, which was so cool to see, which kind of type you are. So yeah, I'm just giving you the top information, the most important thing about my personality. There's 5 different traits they show there, and for example, the first one is mind. I'm 67% mind, extroverted. My energy level is 72%. After being sick, I wouldn't say 72. Maybe I'm a 70.
Yeah,
but
Stefie was sick for 1.5 weeks, guys, but
Yeah.
she's doing better. Still not
Yeah.
having her full energy levels, though, as she just said.
Slowly getting
back.
So yeah, I'm 72% intuitive, which got more because Julia and I did the test a year ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly a year ago, and my intuitive part of my body got more. My feeling is 74%. I'm very emotional. I'm very I feel things, and I decide with my feeling most
With
of
your
the
gut,
times.
not with your brain, I guess, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
rather than rational. Tactics. 58% perspecting. So my eyes and ears are everywhere, just saying. You don't think or might not think I can do that, but I can. And I'm 72% assertive, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, and today we're gonna find everything out about my personality. We're gonna see how it changed. As we said, I took the test as well at the same time with Stefie a year ago. But before we dive into this, obviously we cannot forget our weekly listener. Who is our weekly listener, Stefie? Tell us.
Listener of the week is Cornelia. Girl,
Ooh,
she's
thanks,
saying
Cornelia.
on YouTube. I feel so much joy listening to your podcast. I can relate so much to you. Excited for more podcasts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cornelia. Again, we love it. And another thing that Steffi and me wanted to say, we noticed a lot after the last episode with the personality test. Steffi already scratched the surface a little bit. A lot of you guys came into the stream and told us oh yeah, this is my personality. This is what came out. And again, we would love to have a conversation with you about that. So really feel free to, if you listen to this, even if you just shoot a short comment with your shortcut of your personality, write it in YouTube on there. I would really like to know what the most personalities are that are listening to our podcast. You know, maybe there's some kind of trend that we have a lot of, I don't know, advocates or you know, maybe there's something that crystallizes out. Maybe we attract a certain type of personality. Maybe we don't. So that is something that I would really like to do. You know what? I just thought what we could do? We could also, on Discord or something, we could make a little vote with the 16 personalities and see what personality the people have the most after they take the test. And then see if we can filter out, you know, if there's a certain tendency on people that follow us.
That would be good. Good to know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put the link to that channel into the YouTube description as usual. And again, for the people that didn't see the last episode, I think Steffi already scratched on the surface. Again, what we're doing is basically we're making a free personality test. There's 16 different personalities, And if you want to watch this on YouTube, it's probably a little bit more interesting for you to watch because you have the visuals of the test as well. And today we're gonna figure out which one is mine. So Steffi's gonna ask me the questions, and I'm gonna tell her the answers. If there's anything interesting in there that Steffi wants to ask me, she's gonna like dig a little bit deeper why I maybe answer in a certain way, right? So yeah,
Also,
if you want, yeah.
Just a short description again, guys, how it works or explanation for you on Spotify. We always have 6 options. We have on the left side, for example, we have agree, and on the right side we have disagree. And there's like 3 bubbles to each and 1 in the middle, which is neutral. So for you to understand, even though if you don't watch on YouTube, we have different
ways to answer.
Ways to answer it, yes. And it's basically whenever I ask the question, Julia even says she strongly agrees, she agrees, she kind of agrees, she's neutral, and the same for disagree. Like we kind of disagree, we disagree, and we strongly disagree.
Exactly.
Just so you know on Spotify as well.
Exactly. And I think we're gonna go straight into it. Steffi's gonna ask me the questions, I'm gonna answer, and let's see, maybe there's some controversial stuff, and let's see where we already see the differences between Steffu and me. So let's go into it, queen.
Okay. So first question, Julia. You regularly make new friends?
Agree, I would say.
Agree?
Yes, agree. Because I feel like through stream, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with the job we have, it's like, okay, do we like define friends? But again, we go.
Yeah, of course. Like you can go like deep and be like really, really close friends. But I would say I regularly let new people in my life. So I would say yes.
Okay. You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest.
Strongly agree. I have ADHD.
Yeah. You do. Like whenever, that's like what's so fascinating to me, guys. Like whenever Julia is interested in something or gets to know something new, she soaks up every single possible article on the internet or book to get to know everything about the topic. And that's so fascinating because like when I'm interested in something, like I just scratch the surface, you know. I'm like, okay, let's see how much like I'm interested. Then I know the basics or get to know the basics, and then I'm fine with it. So my interest in this topic is like satisfied already. But Julia is like, no, she goes deeper. She wants to know everything.
But I have to say, I also dropped the topic just as fast again. Like it's like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with like, for example, right now it's like quantum physics. Like I started reading a book last year, and now I'm like having 2 or 3 more books I want to read about it, and I'm like, I want to know everything and how it works. And then like there's the next thing that I get kind of drawn into, and then I drop all the other things. So that's ADHD for you.
All right, next question. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too.
Agree. I would say yes. Okay. It's depending for me. Like if it's somebody I care about, I'm gonna instantly cry too. If it's something like I would say like I'm empathic, right? So if I can understand why they're crying, I'm gonna cry too. But it's on the same way, if it's somebody I don't like, then I don't cry.
Yeah, it's like, it's a weird one because like funnily enough, yesterday, guys, you know, I've been sick, so I started watching a lot of Netflix, and I started watching Riverdale. I'm currently at the 3rd season. No, 4th. Sorry, 4th season yesterday.
What?
And,
already? Oh my god,
yeah,
Steffi.
I'm at the 4th season. And then Archie's dead. I mean, the series has been out for quite... No. It's been out for so long. 6 years.
Watch it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. Okay, you gotta get spoiled now.
God damn
Your fault. Okay, so that's
man.
the thing, because of empaths, like Julia agrees. And I watched this episode, and Archie's dad died. And in the beginning, like it was fine, and I just watched the episode, but then when it came to like the real hitting part, I always project myself into this and feel like, okay, if I was in that situation, if that was my dad, and then he started crying, and I could like relate so much with him because of the pain, even though it wasn't like really good, like pictured well or anything, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't this super super intense moment, but somehow I could like still feel the pain, and I started crying as well because I was like, oh my god,
Aw.
I don't even want to think about this. So yeah, I'm very
Aw.
emotional when it comes to these. Okay, anyways, you often make a backup plan for a backup plan, Julia.
Strongly agree.
Yeah.
I'm Miss ADHD, overthinker, anxiety, thinking about the 15,000 worst case scenarios for everything. So yep, strongly agree.
We strongly agree. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure.
So that's, I think we had that topic when you took the test as well. It's like depending, is it like on the inside or is it on the outside? Like I would say I got better at it, but I think Steffi, you know me as well, that if something doesn't go as planned, for example, remember when the car of Nathan died when I picked you up and we had to make the photo shooting, like we had to make a photo shoot, Steffi and me together, and I went with Nathan's car to Graz to pick her up, and then the car died. We had to get the car towed. Nathan had to come from Klagenfurt to pick us up in Graz, and then we had to make a photo shooting that was thought as like a street style outside photo shooting, somehow inside in front of a green screen, and it all worked out. The pictures were amazing and everything. But on the inside, like for me, the thing is when I'm under pressure, I often get.
She was dying, guys.
Yeah. I was dying on the inside. My OCD planning brain was like in overload, and in the past, I think it's still now as well, but I get angry, like kind of like, you know, when you're hangry and you're just like a moody bitch. I feel like that's me when I have a lot of pressure and stuff doesn't go my way. I would say kinda. No, not really. Kind of disagree.
Kind of disagree?
Kind of disagree, yeah. Because I don't really stay calm.
Okay. So, at social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know.
I agree.
Next page. We are at 10%. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
You prefer. Okay. Can you play that right now?
I can play it. Wait.
Let's go. That's amazing.
For the people that don't know the meme.
You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. How many projects are we working on?
I have to be honest. I strongly disagree on this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I like finishing projects, but talking about the reality of really finishing a project, I'm the person that has like 500 unfinished things lying around and in my brain and in my Google Drive and stuff. So I have to be honest.
You're very sentimental.
Strongly agree.
You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists.
Strongly agree.
Master of schedules and lists, guys.
Oh my god, you guys should see my Google Calendar, my Drive, my 15 notebooks, I have a real life calendar as well now. Again from Steffi, my lists on my iPhone. Oh yeah, you don't want to see that. I have apps for that stuff. I have like
how
apps.
many?
Oh my god, let me open it. Okay, so how many organizing apps I have? I have like one app where Nathan and me put in our shopping lists. I have a habit app where I track certain things to have as an habit. I have my calendar app on my phone. I have my Google Drive. I don't know if that all counts, but I guess like 4 or 5 organizing apps on my phone.
That's a lot.
I guess so, yeah. I like to feel like I'm in control because I'm often not.
Yeah, for me, it's writing down the things like helps me structuring
Oh yeah, get it out.
them.
Yeah, for me as well. And like, I feel like if I write things down, I put it out of my head on paper, and it kind of feels like letting go of it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Same. Okay, next question. Even a smaller mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge.
Strongly agree. Sadly.
That's why we differ. That's like we are the complete opposite here.
Yep, we are. That's
Yeah.
actually true, right? Because you see the bigger picture, and for me, it's like, oh no, I cracked an egg while cooking, and a piece of eggshell fell into the dish once. That means I'm a bad chef forever. Doesn't
It's
matter
like-
that I can make like the perfect cake and like the perfect food, but that one eggshell that fell in that questions my whole.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like it depends on the day, really. Sometimes, like if I have a bad day, obviously everything makes me cry, right? So even if I would like drop an egg or whatever, I'd cry. But then there's days where I'm so annoyed by my clumsiness or like whatever happens at this day. For example, I can tell you guys, once a month we have like in my kitchen, it's like a corridor, and then there's the table on the right side with the chairs. And once a month I run into this chair with my arm, and it hurts so fucking
Oh,
much. But
no.
at this point, like because it has happened so often already, I scream first, and then I start laughing because of my stupidity. It's like because my head, I'm just thinking something else while I just like walk brainlessly, and I walk into this fucking chair every single month. And I'm like, okay, Steffi, at this point you won't learn that anymore. Like it takes it takes you 300 times to learn, so
Yep.
just laugh about it.
I get that. But for me, it's also like professional a lot. Like, for example, like from an intellectual, for me, like what I learned in like lately is to separate my intellectual or like logical thinking from like my emotional one. So I now I understand that there's like can be two opinions to a topic. So for me, it's like intellectual. I know that for what I reached career wise, right? Nobody can take that away from me. Like the successes I had in the past, the following that I built, the success that I have on multiple different platforms and so on. So I intellectually know that I can be proud of that and that I have abilities to over and over again prove myself. But on the same in the same time, if let's say there's like a project, like a video, it doesn't matter if it's a YouTube video, if it's a TikTok, if it's like my merch line or whatever it is, and I publish something. It can be even just a picture on Instagram. By the way, it's now March and I still haven't posted a single picture on Instagram. Everyday stories and reels, but never a picture. But for me, it's like, and then I post this one thing that I think I'm really proud of, and then it doesn't perform as good as I imagined it to be, right? Like you put in so much work, and then I like as the question says, like I question my whole abilities. I'm like, wow, I put so much effort in this, and it performed bad. That means I'm doing everything wrong. I have kind of this moment right now with streaming again, because to be fair, like I checked, it's like overall on Twitch the numbers are really low for everybody right now. It's just those phases. It's like over Christmas the numbers go high, and in the beginning of the year, and now the numbers get low again. So I know it's not only me, but I'm also like I am at that moment again where like I need to change every single thing about my stream again because it's going downhill, and I'm like questioning myself again. So yes, it was a very long answer to a question.
But yeah, but I can totally relate to this because I have that as well, because it's so, you feel like sometimes, and especially with the like stuff we do, you want reaction and action like from the other side. So and if you feel like the reaction is not as much as you imagined or wished it to be because you're so proud of what you did, it just drags you down. That's just like human and normal. I have the same. All right. Next one. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
Kinda agree, I would say. It's also depending, like if it's like somebody you're crushing on or something like that, like a hot dude or something like that, it's more like a no. Or like if it's somebody you're looking up to or like fangirling, it's kind of like, I don't know if I can. But then again, let's say it's like in a normal context, we're at the convention and there's like a group of people and like, oh hey, that's somebody I would really like to talk to. I have no problem to talk to that person. So it's always depending, so that's why kinda agree.
Okay. You're not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analyses of creative works.
Disagree.
Okay.
It's depending. Like, it's fine to talk about it, but I also don't want to philosophically discuss stuff for 6 hours with the same person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Depends on the topic as well and
it's
how much
depending on
alcohol is
it.
involved.
Exactly. It's depending on the person you discuss with,
Yeah.
and it's depending on the topic. But yeah.
Okay, 20%, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Next page. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay,
You're
let's go.
more inclined to follow your head than your heart.
Strongly disagree.
You're a heart person as well.
Yep, for sure.
You usually prefer just doing what you feel. Sorry.
Alarm! Bring out the mattress!
Alarm! Warum liegt hier Stroh?
Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Warum hast du die Maske auf? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Moving on.
Julia knows that damn well.
German memes.
Memes, yeah. Next question, guys. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine, Julia.
That's a hard one because I do have a particular daily routine, but sometimes if I plan on cleaning the house and then I don't feel like it, I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it says at any given moment. So that's not true. And I get really upset if something that I plan doesn't work out as the way I want. So I would probably say disagree.
Mm-hmm. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet.
Not anymore, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely worry. It's also depending on the person, right? If it's somebody I look up to or I care about, I do worry about that kind of stuff. But also if it's somebody that I don't care about, I couldn't care less what they think about me.
Yeah.
So
maybe you're neutral then.
Yeah, I would say neutral or kinda agree. I mean, it says I rarely worry, so I would say I kinda agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes
because
sense.
I'm more towards agreeing than disagreeing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. You enjoy participating in group activities?
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I agree. Not strongly agree because it's depending on, again, which kind of people.
Yeah. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. That's an interesting one for me.
Strongly agree. I love
Really?
Shutter Island. Yes. I know that you were like, yeah, I don't know. I strongly agree because it's for me, for example, the best example is for me Shutter Island. Like, I watched that movie with Nathan, without Nathan, like 1,000,000 times. And it's like, I make up new scenarios every time I watch it. And I think that's really interesting. It's also, I mean, this one is not fully open to interpretation, but also the Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. It's also a really, really good really good movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Have you watched it? It's with
just got uploaded to Netflix. I got a notification.
Really? That is the movie, my most watched movie. I watched it minimum.
I've never watched it.
Minimum 35 times.
Holy shit!
There was a time.
I've never.
That is a breakup movie for me. That sounds fucked up, but you know how sometimes when you're in a relationship and you break up with somebody and you have this song, and every time that song comes up, it reminds you of that person.
Yeah.
And I have that movie. So that movie reminds, like, the weird thing is, like, I never really watched it with that person. I think I watched that movie when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend and just came together with Nathan. So for me, this movie kind of like symbolizes both relationships in a really weird way for me. Like it brings up all
transition.
Yeah, kind of. But it's like basically about eternal love. It's about like if you're in love with somebody, you will always choose that person, kind of ish. You should watch it. It is so,
I need to.
Like, again, you can interpret it the way you want it, kind of ish. But again, my favorite movie of all times. You need to watch it and you need to tell me afterwards.
Okay.
Like, I think for
I
you
will.
especially, it's a really, either it's a little bit too much for you emotionally, because
Mhm.
it's like to the point where it's abusive. But
Mhm.
for me, I love it. It's so good.
I'll let you know. I'll let you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
how
Let
much
me
I
know.
felt during
Next.
this and how much I cried.
Oh, you're gonna cry a lot. But yeah, we're gonna tell it. Steffi's gonna tell us hopefully in the next episode what she thinks
Mhm.
about the movie.
Yeah, okay.
And if you
Deal.
watch the
Deal.
the movie, if you're listening, tell me what you think about it. If you like the movie or not. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I didn't know that it's on Netflix now, so go watch it. It's so good. It's with.
I hope it's. I just got a notification like a few days ago that they edited it.
Then
I'm
oh
pretty
my
sure.
god, I'm gonna watch it. I know what I'm gonna watch tonight. It's it's with Jim Carrey, but it's a serious movie. So it's like Jim Carrey in a serious role. So it's one of not that many. Very worth watching. Okay.
Okay. Next one. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments.
I agree. I feel like I fall more and more into that role where I try to mentor or help people in the scene to doesn't matter if it's to get sponsors or whatever. Like, I just feel how I'm growing a little bit in that role and becoming a mentor maybe for some people. So yes, I agree. It brings me a lot of joy. Oh, thank you, Stefie.
You are mine.
You're the best.
Okay. 30%. I need to stop, otherwise I'm gonna cry again. So you are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next.
Strongly agree.
Mm-hmm.
ADHD. Here we go.
You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse.
See, that's where I'm not sure if the result of the personality test this time is going to be the same as last year, because I feel like I changed when it comes to that a lot. I still worry a lot, but I'm also a lot about manifesting and the law of attraction. Like, what you put out there is what you're going to receive. So I would say I kind of disagree now. Before, I would have probably said agree or strongly agree. Now I don't believe in that anymore.
Okay. You avoid leadership roles in group settings.
Strongly disagree.
Valorant.
Everywhere. I don't mind being in charge. Maybe a little bit too much even.
It's like, yeah, but I understand that. Like, I don't know what it is for me with my neurosis, or however you say it, but it's so hard for me. Yeah, it's so hard for me to like let loose of some things, like when it comes to the controlling part, because I don't know, I trust people, but I don't trust them that much that they can do everything the way I want it to be done, you know?
The like, way you do it is always the good way. See, that's the thing. I really had big issues, and maybe we can highlight this part as well, so Jess is gonna hear this. But see, for example, for me, it was that for a very long time that I couldn't, for example, with like editing and stuff, like I always, or like YouTube, TikToks, whatever it is, like I could never give that away. Like, I always wanted to do that myself, or I gave it to somebody before Jess. And obviously there were people that did a good job, but I often did not care that much about it, because I was always like, it's not gonna get done in the way that I wanted to. While now, with that kind of stuff, like, I have 2 or 3 people that I work with that I trust 100%, that I know I don't have to control, micromanage, or like, you know, put my finger on it and see, but I can just tell them to do, or give them a certain a work or something to do, and I trust them 100%. And that is for me now 100% Jess. Like, if I could, there would be nobody else I would hire as a full-time everything. That would be Jess 100% for me, and you, Stefie. Like, I know that whenever I would make a company I want people to work with, it would be the 2 of you, with like not even like flinching one second.
Nah, and we 3 like work so well together as well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing.
We should honestly, like, at one point we should like, I don't know, make some kind of like agency or I don't know what it is. Like we have somebody creative, we have somebody that's technically really really good with
Yeah.
everything. We have me, the micromanaging asshole negotiator. I don't know, like I feel like we feel like we three we like work really great as a trinity. We like the
Yeah. Yeah.
creative, the practical, and the managing part kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
100%.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a good next question then. You're
Mhm.
definitely not an artistic type of person.
Strongly disagree.
Yep.
Actually,
I'd say
I
so as
used to
well.
be really artistic. Like I loved drawing and I wanted to become a tattoo artist. I have to say that I don't do anything artsy at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but deep on the inside, I love art and I would like to create something again, but I just don't have the time. Or I do have the time, but I do not make the time
Mm.
to live that out. But deep, yeah,
Prioritize it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But deep on the inside, I'm a deeply artistic person.
Mm-hmm. I mean, kind of shows with MGK as well, like through you,
Mm.
because he's a very artistic person as well.
Yeah, like I love people that are different and are not
Yeah.
afraid to be unique in a way while
Yeah.
knowing that people will not like what they do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I like people that are unapologetically themselves. For example,
Mhm.
also you, Steffi. That's also something that really draws me to you.
Can you stop?
No, but really, it's you. And I think we talked about it with Jess as well. Metal Dante, for example, Anna is
Mhm.
also
Yeah.
a very, very great example. Like that
Yeah.
woman, if you don't know her, she's a really a big part and long community member of our communities. And she also listens to a podcast every single week. And she is, for me, also a person. She does whatever she feels like.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is, and she's always unapologetically herself, and that is something I love so much about her.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that is, I love it.
Just
Those people I'm drawn to like a fucking moth to the flame.
I mean, that's a great group of people you chose there for yourself as well. Because it's
yeah,
so beautiful
for sure.
to see, people
Aw.
thriving in what they do.
For sure.
All right. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings?
I kind of disagree.
Okay. So, rationality. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax.
I strongly agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I never finish all my chores,
Like-
so I never relax.
Yeah, that's our problem. Like, we need to learn. I have the same. It's like, you cannot stop fucking bullshitting yourself. Take
Yep.
some time off.
That's the thing. Like that is really something I want to learn. To like, as you say, like it's okay to have a to-do list, but prioritize. And I do that, but I also like, again, you're the same. Like I get up at 7 in the morning and I do shit till it's like 8 or 9 p.m. and then I'm in front of the TV for an hour and then I fall asleep.
No.
And if I don't, then I feel guilty because I could have done more.
That's the thing. Like, I know what I've learned a lot because, especially, I am very like sensitive to these things because I always get sick when I do too much. My body knows exactly at like how long it can do it. Like when there's a deadline, you have to be functioning until that point. But after that point, I completely fall like apart and I'm just dead. And then the first 2 days, I'm so worried and so stressed out when I'm sick because I can't do shit. That like because I literally cannot do anything, and then my body just keeps forcing me to stop doing anything. You need to rest. And then like my mom now as well again, like she called me and was like, why didn't you tell me you're sick? Auntie told me because she saw your Instagram story. And I was like, yeah, like what shall I do? I'm just sick. But my mom's always here for me to tell me like, honey, take it slow, it will be fine. Do you hear the alarm again?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So she's always the one that calms me down when I'm on the edge of like breaking down. And I somehow learned to take breaks because I
It's
need
really
them.
important
But
though
Yeah,
I
everyone
really have
does.
to work on this. Like
Yeah.
for me, like I know, for example, now I'm at the point again. So we had the break over Christmas where we were gone for a week, and I recharged my
Mm-hmm.
batteries, and now it's like March, so it's been like 2.5 2 months, 2 full months where I
Yeah.
was just working nonstop every single day. And there's so much, like, you want to do new projects, you need to start working on new things, but I'm so
Mm.
in my mind, I'm so full, and there's so much more that I need to do that I don't allow myself to do the things that I
Yeah.
want to because I feel guilty. So
Mm.
yeah, that's something I want to work on this year. But it's already March.
First
Okay.
quarter.
Yeah.
But it's never too late. We
Yeah,
can do
true.
that.
True.
I need to
True.
work on this still as well. Because the guiltiness is like, why are you so dumb feeling guilty? You know what I
For
mean?
being
It's like
sick.
you do
Yeah.
so much. You do
Yep.
everything. You can allow yourself to rest. You deserve it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just we need to fucking slap that into our mind that we're
Yeah. Yeah.
allowed to rest. All right. 40%, guys. Next page.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy watching people argue.
Disagree.
Okay.
In the past, yes. Now, no. Like in the past, there was a really
Same.
I kind of indulged into other people's misery, kind of, if that makes sense, which is a very bad trait. And now I don't like it at all. Like I stay
Not
away
worth
from
your
that kind of
energy.
stuff. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
Strongly disagree. I mean, I live on social media, so
Oh, we just enter the room, guys. What shall we say? Everyone's
yeah.
just looking.
No. Yep.
Mostly because, like in summer, especially in Carinthia, like which changed in when I moved to Graz, because Graz is like a bit of a bigger city. But in Carinthia, I swear to you, Julia, I had like this orange red hair before, right?
Mm.
And I was walking down the city in Villach, and people were literally stopping while passing through and just looked at me while I passed
Oh
because of my
my.
hair or because I'm so pale. Like, especially in summer when I'm wearing like shorts and everything,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
super pale. I'm literally blinding you guys if I'm in the sun.
Can
So,
confirm.
and I cannot, I don't get a tan. It's just, it's my skin. And people constantly, even like when you go swimming, constantly just looked at me because I'm so pale or look different. And it was weird in the beginning, but I learned to live with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. You don't, and sometimes you don't even want to draw the attention, but people
Yeah,
are
you can't
just,
do anything about it.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So your mood can change very quickly.
Strongly agree.
Talk about it with the egg
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next one, you lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. That's an interesting one.
Yes, I would say I agree,
Mm-hmm.
but I try to work on that. But I have to be honest, like it triggers me if I see people.
I understand that.
I get
trust
like
me.
even if I don't necessarily say anything
Yeah.
anymore, but yeah, it does trigger me on the inside a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
Agree.
Hmm.
It's depending, but if it's something I don't want to do, it can be the smallest task. I push it to the very edge, so I don't have to. And in the like, if I push it for 2 weeks, I torture even if the task takes 5 minutes, and I push it for 2 weeks to do it in the last second, I will be torturing myself for those 2 weeks to feel guilty to not do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, but you could just sit down and do it for 5 minutes.
We're
But
so
that would
dumb
be too
sometimes.
easy. That would be way
that's
too easy.
like it's the simplest things. For example, when I walk to the kitchen and there's a plate that needs to be like put in the dishwasher, and I'm on my way to the balcony because I just want to get some fresh air, right? So I see the plate there, and I'm like, okay, it literally takes a second to put that plate in. And then I'm like, but no, I'm not doing it now.
Yeah,
I just don't. It's like, why? Why are you so dumb? And then you keep thinking of that bullshit, the whole time. It's like, oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking brain.
Feel that.
Okay. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a life after death?
Oh, 100%. I think in like the way I see life, like again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Sorry, by the way, if you can hear the litter box turning in the background. It's not a UFO taking off. It's my cat litter box that's automatically cleaning. I should probably unplug that when we're recording. I'm sorry. So unprofessional. Sorry again. I'm not religious. I don't believe in anything specific. But in my mind, from like reading books and observation, and the thing that I believe in is that everything on this planet is like a circle, like the circle of life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when like an animal or a plant dies or whatever, it gets absorbed into the earth and gives new life. So that's the way I see it. So I think that in some way or another, if I die and I get absorbed into soil, whatever, I somehow give back into nature through nurturing something new. So in that sense, I'm not necessarily, I mean, I do believe in reincarnation. Like I would love for that to be true, that once you die, your physical body nurtures new life, but also your soul gets reincarnated in something new. So I wish for that to be true. I'm not 100% sure if I believe that that's a thing, but I do think so, because I feel like we just had the talk, right, with Karina as well, how sometimes you meet special souls in your life where you just feel that connection. And in my mind, certain souls from certain times that have, I mean, that's again really, really deep, but I think if you're at a certain stage of your spirituality or like your way of thinking in life, you're vibrating at a certain level and you attract those kind of same souls or people or animals or whatever to you. And I think that also resonates in maybe how many lives you lived, if that makes sense, and what you've been through in your life now and the life before. Because I feel like, you know, also when you meet some people that are not that far in the way of thinking, that are really like stubborn and narrow-minded, like I feel those people are maybe younger souls in a sense, that maybe have not been or opened up to a lot of things yet. So yeah, that was a really long
That's such
way.
a cool view, though. I really like
that's
that.
how I think about it. Like I don't necessarily think when it comes to reincarnation that it's like I get reincarnated as being a human or an animal or a plant or an insect, or it can be whatever. Even just like I become a river or whatever it is, right? Or like a rock on a mountain or whatever. So I think everything kind of has a soul, and if not, I'm already happy with just nurturing new life through my death.
Yeah. Okay. 50%. Next page. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own.
Neutral. I like to be around others, but I also really like to be alone.
Yeah. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
Kinda agree. It's depending again on the topic or something, but if something is like again about spiritual stuff, I can talk about the theory a lot, but also if it's about technical things, like what ifs.
Depends.
Depending really on the topic, so I kind of agree.
Okay. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours.
I strongly agree. I would want to think about myself as an empath in some kind of way. But I also have to say, so I can think myself into the other person and I can imagine their pains or their feelings. But I also have to say that even though I can empathize, I can sometimes be that irrational and rude that in some moments I do not empathize, like if I treat a person wrong. Does that make sense? So like if I see somebody suffering or feeling good or something, I can understand why, but sometimes if I hurt people in a moment because I'm angry or whatever, like in that moment I don't empathize with them.
You
Afterwards,
do not
thinking
want
about
to.
it, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
So but still strongly agree in this one.
Okay. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible.
Disagree.
Okay.
I'm usually like a black or white person. Like I want like and I'm pretty quick with decisions. If I know what I want usually.
Okay. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made.
Kinda agree. I used to a lot, but now I do not really do that anymore.
Okay. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need.
Disagree. If I had an exhausted
Disagree?
week, yeah, disagree. I just don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
Because it's draining. Like I try to be high energy when people are around me. So after a busy week, I just wanna chillax.
Yeah. Understandable.
Mm.
We're at 60%, guys.
Well, let's go. We take a long time
next
with mine.
one-
I'm so sorry. We talk a lot today.
What? Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's fine. I just want to say we
Yeah.
talk so much. I'm sorry. But I mean that's what a podcast is about, talking.
Yes. And people like, again, because I said it when we did mine, it was so cool like to see for you guys where you relate as well, where you're the same, where you're different. And I'm super excited for this one as well, like how much similarities you have with Julia, like how much you think the same way, like when it comes to the decisions and everything. So let us know in the comments as well.
Yeah, I think that could be some really interesting discussions. Yeah, we can do the next one.
Okay.
If you want.
Next one. You enjoy going to art museums, Julia?
I have to say, I wasn't really that interested in the past. And I haven't been to an art museum in a very long time, but I think I would enjoy it now. So I would say I agree.
Okay. There are cool exhibitions as well. We should go to one in Graz. There's
would
so
love
many
to.
big exhibitions
I
all
would
the
love
time.
to.
We could
I would
go
love
to
to.
one.
I haven't been, like, I think last time I was in an art museum was in Paris, I think, actually.
Louvre?
Louvre, yeah.
Oh,
It was beautiful though.
Yeah, like getting to know the old
Yeah, but I was
like,
16, man. 16.
Yeah,
It's been
I was
15 years
super
ago,
young
almost
as well.
16 years.
Mm,
We could go together again. Let's go to Paris.
Louvre
Let's go
would be
to the
so
Louvre.
cool. Yeah.
I would, because I feel like I didn't appreciate it as much as I would appreciate it now.
Yeah, and you didn't see it the way you would probably, or I would probably see it now, because like I was fascinated with Egypt like since I was
Oh,
born.
yeah.
But like since I was in Egypt and actually like went to the pyramids and touched them and like at the temple, and you could, it sounds dumb, but you stand there and I just wanted to touch everything to feel the energy, you know what I mean? And kind of like in the movies when you touch it and then it ports you back to the times and you see like flashbacks of the times. That's how I felt when I was there. Like the whole energy. So same with the Louvre, because I was also like 16 when we were there with my art school, so it's probably a way different experience now.
Yeah, for sure.
To go there.
I would love to do that.
Yeah,
See, we
that
have
would be
something
so
in our
cool.
bucket list again.
Yeah. All right, next
There's
one,
like
guys.
night trains to Paris even now. Overnight trains.
What? Really?
Yeah, from Klagenfurt. Yeah, you can sit in a train. It's the fast trains where you sleep in. Like you just go in at 10 p.m. at night and then it drives you, and in the morning when you wake up, you're in Paris.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we could do
I
something
didn't know
like
that.
It's pretty cheap as well. They start, I think,
Nice.
in Vienna and they go through Klagenfurt as well, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Next one.
Yeah.
Private stuff. Because you often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
Strongly disagree.
You like to have a to-do list for each day.
I agree. Only agree because I don't necessarily do every single day, but I usually have some, yeah.
Okay. You rarely feel insecure.
I mean, I have to answer this honestly, so I would say strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree? Really?
I'm really insecure most of the time. I just don't show it. I'm like faking it on
Yeah.
the inside. So that's the like I don't know. I question basically everything I do. Like I have the imposter syndrome
Hmm.
almost where yeah.
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 I would have not guessed like strongly disagree for
Oh
you.
yeah, I do. Like it's everything. It doesn't matter if it's like imposter syndrome when it comes to the work I do. Like I often feel
Mm.
like I don't I don't know. I'm just faking it if that makes sense.
But to be honest, can I throw something
Yeah,
in?
sure.
Don't you think, because I've been thinking about this a lot as well, and I told you multiple times already, I
Mhm.
feel like an imposter when it comes to that and that. It's like, don't you think it's fucking social media as well? With like all the
Oh
fake
yeah.
world
Yeah,
we've
for sure.
created,
For
people have
sure.
created. So I feel like since I've been doing this, I have this feeling even more than I ever had before. Because
Mm.
sometimes you just feel
You
like,
cannot really measure like I feel like in
yeah,
real life if you have a job you can measure
yeah,
your value at the position at work
yeah.
or the money that you make. And don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong, like in social media, like I have my following and I make good amount of money. But even though I have the numbers, it still feel like they're not real because
Mm.
I
I know
don't
what you
know,
mean.
there's other people that have higher numbers, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah,
like it doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter how high your numbers
yeah.
get you for me at least I still feel the same. And the insecurity is also obviously like body image as well, which is a big part for me as well that I still try to work on. But I have to say, like for example, I talk about that so often, but I think it was like 2 days ago or something on Instagram. I made like
Mhm,
a post about what was it, where people can ask me stuff, and
mhm,
I gave really um how do you say it, was not cocky but very self-assured answers about my
mhm,
abilities, like that, if I would lose everything today I would be able to build it up from the ground again, that kind of thing. And
mhm,
I'm really self-aware that I in my abilities when it comes to that. Like I think if I would lose everything today I would be able to
mhm,
build it back up.
mhm,
So I'm when it comes to this, I'm really self how do you say it? Like I have self-esteem when it comes to that. And
mhm,
I believe
mhm.
that and I
Very
don't
confident.
don't
Yeah.
fake it. I'm really confident in my
Mhm,
abilities. But in the same way, uh I'm if I present what I did, I
mhm,
feel imposter syndrome. So it's like
mm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's very weird mix about being really confident and being really insecure at the same time.
Yeah.
So
And in my opinion, this is social media. It's just
yeah, for
like
sure.
as we said
For
earlier,
sure.
it's
And it's
just
so
everything.
weird, especially like when people, like for example, a lot of people I work with in a professional way, like it doesn't matter if it's
Mm,
like brand managers or whatever. There's so many people that like tell me like, and again, I don't want to sound cocky or whatever, that tell me that they love working with me and that I'm a great person to work with. I'm super professional, I'm super nice, down to earth, like all of that kind of
mhm,
stuff. And
mhm.
I feel like I cannot accept that compliment.
Yeah,
Like it feels fake to me, if it makes sense. Even though I
yeah.
know the people that give me those compliments, they mean that, right? Like,
Mhm,
and again,
mhm,
really don't mean to sound cocky, but that's the thing. Like, I cannot accept that for some way, even though
mhm.
on the inside I kind of know. But yeah, it's a weird thing.
I know what you mean, yeah. I feel the same a lot of times, and it annoys me a lot that I feel like this
Yeah,
because there's no again, I don't understand, or I don't want my brain to think like this, you know what I mean?
exactly. Like
Because
you
there's a reason why people
intellectually,
say that.
yeah, and that's again
Yeah.
that part. Like I intellectually understand it and I know
Mm,
that it's not true to think that
mm,
way, but emotionally you cannot change how you feel about it, right?
mm.
So that's the problem. So on an intellectual level I'm 100% confident, on an
Yeah,
emotional level
yeah.
no. Okay.
That's the thing where we sorry,
No, don't worry, don't worry.
now we talk so much about this, but that's the thing where we should like find the root of this because it's a feeling, right?
Yeah, exactly,
So,
like where does it
and we
come
need to
from?
yes, I wanna know as well. Like, I wanna fucking
I mean I can tell
seek
you what my
out that root.
therapist, I can tell you what my therapist says where it comes
What did
from.
she say?
a childhood trauma. It's
Okay.
it's about how you're raised by your parents, how much security they give you. For
Okay.
me, in
Mm-hmm.
my case.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it stems from the way that my parents treated me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like it can be everything for different people, right? So
Yeah, yeah. I just nah, work on this, Steffi. Annoying. All right, guys. Next one. You avoid making phone calls.
Strongly disagree. I could
Yeah,
not care less.
yeah. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that in the past, but nowadays, if somebody has a really opposite opinion to mine, I'm not that like, oh yeah, you're wrong. My opinion is the right one. I try to actively understand
Mm-hmm.
why and maybe
That's
learn
a good
something new
trait.
from it.
Yeah. 70%, guys.
Let's go.
For the record, we go next. In your social circle, you're often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities.
mm, 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 mm. I would say neutral
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not necessarily the person that initiates it, but if somebody says like, "Hey guys, you want to do something?" I'm the
Mm-hmm.
person who's like, "I'm good. I can cook. You can all come to my place."
True.
So I'm not the person like, or I'm the person that says like, "Oh yeah, we should do this and that," but then to really make it happen, so that's why I say neutral.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
Strongly agree.
Mm.
First thing. I remember that was your answer. That was like kind of opposite to me. For me, it
Yeah, it
was
took me
like,
very long to figure out as well.
yeah. For me,
Yeah.
this is 100%. Like, if my plans are cancelled, it ruins my whole day. So I need to like make a new backup plan. But ADHD, I have already 15 backup plans, so don't worry about it. It's not gonna take long.
All right. You're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
Kind of disagree. I think about it sometimes.
Mhm. Your emotions control you more than you control them.
I agree.
Mhm.
I almost want to say strongly, but I think agree. I got better at it.
Yeah, yeah. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it is completely their fault.
I wish I could say I strongly agree, but I would be lying.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, it's depending. Like, I think that is really one of my pet peeves about myself.
Mm-hmm.
That I wish I could do that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's depending on a mistake. Like, if I think about in-game, I can be a big bitch if somebody loses a round or something. And, like, I know that they didn't mean to do that, right? What answer do I give here? But I have to say, like, also, like, obviously it's depending again who that person is, right? Like,
Yeah.
if it's you or Jess or something like that, I'm gonna try to stand up to them for
Yeah.
them. I would say neutral because
Mm-hmm.
it's really depending on the person, but I know
Yeah.
that I sadly fucked it up often, so I don't know.
Okay. 80%.
Let's go.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts.
See, that's the thing. I have this, like, through the ADHD, I sometimes have the, I know I say ADHD all the time. I have this procrastinating sometimes, right? Where I know I have a bunch of things to do, and then I just sit there and plan on doing all of those organized things, but then I don't do it. And then sometimes I feel so overwhelmed by certain things that I just spent a whole day, 8 hours straight cleaning the house. right? So
Mhm.
those, I feel like, are those spontaneous outbursts of like, oh fuck, my life is crumbling, so I need to do something to feel like it's back in order, right?
Mhm.
Which is most of the time cleaning or reorganizing
Mhm.
rooms in the house. And consistent efforts. Like, I'm not that person that, as you said, like cleans the kitchen instantly after it's dirty. Like, I sometimes, let that slide. So
Mhm.
I don't know how I would interpret that, because I do have those spontaneous bursts. Like, I don't plan those days where I'm like super productive.
Mhm.
I mean, I do plan it, but if I fulfill it, then it's a different thing. So,
Mhm.
I would say kinda agree then,
Mhm.
because I'm more
Mhm.
towards having those outbursts of just doing everything.
Mhm.
But it's a
Okay.
weird question. I'm not sure how if that's a good answer or not. But just feeling wise, I would say kinda agree.
Okay. And that's the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you.
I agree. Sadly.
Our brain.
Yep.
You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time.
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I like working together with you, for example, and I like working with Jess as well. But as you said as well, like, I have a really particular way of how I want to get certain things
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah,
So I like to have most of the responsibilities on myself,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah.
But I also
Feel you.
love working with you guys.
It's like, yeah, that's the thing. You mainly are your own like boss and you know
Yeah,
how you want to do it. And then there's these projects and everything we do together where we work well together.
exactly,
That's about it.
exactly.
You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time.
I kind of disagree.
Okay.
I like having those conversations with you.
Yeah. Same. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places.
I disagree.
Hmm?
I like it intimate.
Yeah, for me it depends. I'm like I
A
love
social
full energy
butterfly. Yeah.
festivals, but I also love just sitting here in peace,
Mm. I have social
playing with my
anxiety
sound.
often, so
Yeah, not I don't have that at all. I have to say,
that's good. That's good though.
it's like the energy you get when everyone is like super hyped. It's like, "Ooh." Okay. You know at first glance how someone is feeling.
I strongly agree.
Hmm?
I think I got a good feeling for that. I know
Yep.
when something is wrong.
90% friends.
Let's go.
You often feel overwhelmed.
I strongly agree, sadly.
You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps.
Kind of disagree. I do like to skip steps every now and then, but I also like to be methodically.
Yeah. You're very intrigued by things labeled as controversial.
I kind of disagree.
Hmm?
To be honest, I'm way too much of a good girl that always I never did anything that was like forbidden and stuff. So I think I'm the opposite of Steffi here.
A
I
little,
don't
yeah.
know. I think it's from the way I raised. I always wanted to like fit in and do everything by the rules.
Hmm.
But then again, like, I'm
And I like
also
provoking sometimes.
exactly, and I'm like, oh no, please let's not piss anybody off. So
uh,
no.
you would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more.
Mm. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
It's really situational,
Yeah.
but most likely yes. So kind of.
Do you struggle with deadlines, Julia?
Disagree. Because I
Oh,
do it last minute.
that
But
sounded like
up there,
a plane.
up.
No, like you just sounded like a plane landing.
Actually true. Actually true. So that's the thing. Like, I
That was
struggled
like
till then.
amazing.
I struggled till the deadline comes. It's gonna be a great time.
Like the plane.
At least it didn't crash, okay? At least
Yeah,
it didn't crash.
Do we disagree here?
We disagree.
Okay.
I finished in time.
Okay. The pressure. Okay. You feel confident that things will work out for you.
I strongly agree.
Mm?
I'm very into the law of attraction and
That was it? I thought
Oh.
there was one more page.
oh my god. I got a new one. I don't have the same one as last year.
Oh yeah, you are ENFJT now.
Oh my god. I have a different
Damn.
personality? What the fuck?
Huh?
Okay guys. I had last year I was an advocate. That is INFJT is what I was last year. And
Mhm.
this time I'm apparently a protagonist.
Damn.
ENFJT. So I'm the same as Karina now. I think.
Nice.
Okay.
What do we have here?
Should I pull up mine from last year to compare? We can do
Yeah,
that
do it,
later.
do it,
Or
do
should
it.
I do it now? Okay.
I'll read out the one now, or you read out the one before, like
I
from
just
last year, and then
wanna
I'll
check.
tell you. Do it. So we compare.
Oh, I got extroverted instead of introverted. That's interesting.
Damn. How much extroverted did you?
So now
where
we
you
have, but you can read the one that I have now, okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so the mind, the extroverted,
Mhm.
introverted.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read it or not?
You do it first because you were the past.
Okay.
The present.
Okay. So the past was I was 67% introverted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're now 56% extroverted.
Holy shit. This trait determines
Love.
how we interact with our environment. So that's actually a really big shift. Like
Yeah.
on YouTube you can basically see my old one, by the way. So yeah, that changed a lot. Holy shit. I went from being an introvert to being an extrovert. That's what therapy does to you guys, by the way.
Yeah.
What's between last year and this year is basically a lot of therapy and a shit ton of books I read. So apparently your personality can change.
Energy.
Then the
Who are
energy
you?
last year, I was 70% intuitive. This trait
Same.
shows where we direct our mental energy. Okay, so
That's the same.
okay, so the intuition is
Mhm.
still the same.
Mm-hmm.
Then the nature, which was this trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. So before I was 94% feeling.
94?
94% feeling.
You are now 77% feeling.
Yeah. So I'm way more thinking now than before.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. So
Yeah.
I don't see
94
I
is strong.
thought that I would honestly, I thought that I would be I guess my emotions are not as extreme anymore because I understand where they're coming from now.
That's what
See,
I mean.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the thing with like the intellectual and the emotional thinking. I think since I separate that, I guess that's what that makes it. Then we have tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. Before I was 57% judging.
Now you're 68% judging.
Yeah. So I'm more of a judge now. And then okay. So
Tell me.
identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities. I was 94% turbulent. 94%.
That is, you have such intense numbers.
Yeah, and now I'm 68.
Because now we're 68,
Yeah. So I'm less turbulent than before, but still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Read my profile. Let's see what we have here in the introduction.
Yeah. Wait, I'm just
Again, we
updating.
just... Yeah, let me know.
Okay. Awesome. I'm ready.
Okay, I'll read out the introduction, guys, to the... is that yours? Not protagonist. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Protagonists, ENFJs, feel called to serve a greater purpose in life. Thoughtful and
I just want to say that I have my old one. I have my old one still showing on the site for some reason.
Can we...
Your result?
Yeah, because...
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Is it
fine.
working?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay,
I
okay.
think.
Okay, so let's go again. Thoughtful and idealistic, these personality types strive to have a positive impact on other people and the world around them. They rarely shy away from an opportunity to do the right thing, even when doing so is far from easy.
Okay, yeah. That sounds.
Let's see. I want to see the quote. You have Malala Yousafzai. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Oh, that's a strong one.
Okay.
That's a cool one. Strength and weaknesses.
Yeah, let's go
What do
there.
we have here? So we compare that again?
Yep.
Okay.
While wait, I cannot really see. Oh, I'm okay. But wait, what was I? A protagonist now? Yeah, okay, because there's a female picture now that confuses me. Okay. Now like the red picture is on the side, it updated. It's all fine now. Okay, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have the protagonist's strengths, guys. Julia is receptive. She's reliable, passionate, altruistic. These personalities are non-altruistic. These personalities are known for harboring a deep desire to be a force for positive change.
Oh,
Protagonists genuinely believe that if they bring people together, they can do a world of good.
Oh, yes,
That's a cool one.
yes, I agree.
And charismatic.
I mean, I guess. Often find the way into leadership roles. Okay.
Yeah.
We
learned that.
Yeah.
So, but what are the weaknesses of a protagonist, guys?
Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah.
Unrealistic. Many protagonists put pressure on themselves to right away wrong that they encounter.
Yeah.
Overly idealistic.
Yep. Can also
Do you feel that?
confirm. Yes.
Condescending.
Yeah, that's
people with this personality type enjoy teaching others, particularly about the causes and beliefs that matter so much to them. But at times, protagonists' attempts to enlighten others may come across as patronizing, not the most effective strategy for persuading other people, unfortunately.
Yeah, you make other people feel bad by pushing your beliefs, or you speak down on them, condescending. That's I think what condescending means. So yes, that's what I said earlier. That is like one of my weaknesses that I when I'm enraged or like in my feelings, I know that I do that. And intense, that's like when my feelings are over.
Yeah. Also intense, yeah, what Julia just said, and overly empathetic.
Yep. That can happen as well. Like as you said, like it can be a strength or a weakness if you feel too much for the other people. Yep.
The balance is important.
Yep.
Here.
Okay, then
balance of good and evil, guys.
Romantic relationships.
Protagonists can be intense when it comes to matters of the heart, and they wouldn't have it any other way. People with this personality type rarely settle for anything that falls short of their ideals. And their romantic relationships are no exception.
Can confirm.
So what we have here still, let me read that out. Protagonists want to fall in love with the content of a person's character and the tenor of their soul, not just the way they look from across the room. That's beautiful.
Amen. Yes. Can sign up.
Amen.
Friendships.
Friendships? What do we have here? Connecting with other people makes protagonists feel alive and purposeful. It's no surprise then that they are anything but apathetic about friendship. Protagonists put sincere, dedicated effort into staying close with their friends. For these personalities, friendships are far from expandable or insignificant. Instead, they're a key component of a life well lived.
Yep.
You can relate?
Yep, 100%. Oh god, parenthood. Oh, okay.
Let me see. Protagonists bring all of their gifts to raising children, including their compassion, their resolve, and even their leadership skills. As parents, they are guided by a deep sense of purpose. Specifically, they see it as their mission to help their children grow into their best, kindest, most capable selves. That's so cute.
Yes.
That is so cute. No. So cute. Okay. You want me to read the other one as well of the parenthood or career paths?
I think we
next?
can go to career paths already if you
Okay.
want. I mean, the people we can link my profile underneath as well. So if you
Yeah.
want to read up into detail, you can do that on
Just,
YouTube in the comments.
here real quick.
Mhm.
Career paths. Let's go. When it comes to choosing a career, protagonists find fulfillment in doing what they love most, helping other people. And with their creativity and drive, they can find ways to serve and uplift others in nearly any work environment. Whether they're behind a gleaming table in a corporate boardroom or behind the counter at a beloved local coffee shop.
Aw,
Isn't that cute?
cute, cute, cute.
Workplace habits. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
ENFJs are warm, idealistic, charismatic, creative, and social. With this wind at their backs, these types can thrive in many diverse roles at any level of seniority. Moreover, they're generally likable and good natured, qualities that can propel them to success wherever they have a chance to work with others.
I like.
There's a little thing I want to read out still.
Yeah,
Again.
did.
Protagonists are hardworking, reliable, and eager to help, but these strengths can become a double-edged sword.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Can
It's
I
the
give it
balance
that?
again, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Balance. Anakin couldn't do it. You need to.
For sure.
What do we have? Conclusion. Let's see. What you have read so far is just an introduction to the complexities of the protagonist personality type. Along the way, you may have muttered to yourself, "Wow, this is so accurate, it's a little creepy," or "Finally, someone understands me." You may have even asked, how do they know more about me than the people I'm closest to? If you feel understood right now, it's because you are. Years of research have given us fresh insights into the unique strengths and challenges of protagonists like you. We understand your creativity, your passion, and your commitment to doing the right thing, but we also understand the dark side of your personality type, the nagging fear that you might not reach your full potential and make the most of your one wild and precious life.
Yup. Hits hard. Oi, oi, oi. That's
But it's cool to see
really...
like how and where you changed.
Yeah, for
Within
sure.
a year. Like a
yeah.
year is nothing for a you know what I mean? Like growing as a person within a year is crazy.
Yeah, like to be honest, I didn't really think it would change that much, but like I changed like almost the whole, like what was the most thing? It was the
Extrovert?
feeling
Oh.
and the turbulence, right? Like that. So before it was what 90 something percent feeling, now I'm 77, and I got more into thinking than feeling.
and more extroverted.
I got extroverted instead of introverted. So that was a shift, and it was also I got more assertive than just turbulent. I think it was like over 90% turbulent.
Yeah, and it got less. Yeah.
So that's actually crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
And my role is a diplomat.
Oh, which characters do we have? Do you see?
I don't see it. Where do you see those again?
I don't know. I don't see it.
It's not there anymore, right? Maybe it's like on the premium stuff. Compare with friends. Social engagement. What is that? No, I don't think it's in there anymore.
People.
That would be it. Maybe we can see it in the 16 personalities. Okay, so my type is a turbulent protagonist, by the way.
Okay.
My role is I'm being a diplomat. My strategy is social engagement. Inside of the day, protagonists are the least likely personality type to feel restless when they don't have internet access. True, because I have so many things to do.
Oh my god.
So I can 100% feel that one. Okay, that's really really interesting. Yeah, but to be honest, I didn't expect it to
Neither
be
did
changing that much. Yeah.
Like What does expect? Like, I didn't expect anything because I was just curious if it stayed the same or where you changed, what changed,
Yeah.
why it changed.
Oh, there's like there's even like a history part that you can look at where you can see like the exact differences of the test. So the last one I took on the
Ah.
22nd of February, and now I took it on the 4th of March. And you can see the exact differences in between. So before I was a turbulent
That's cool.
advocate, and now I'm a turbulent protagonist. So yeah, I went from introvert to extroverted. Same intuition, feeling got
Mhm.
less, still judging, still turbulent. So basically, it shifted. Basically, the only thing that fully shifted was from introverted to extroverted.
Mhm.
Which kind of makes sense, I guess.
Mhm.
And the other stuff, just I got less extreme. I get more balanced, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm. Yep.
So that's really interesting to see. So guys, tell me what you think about it. Do you think that makes sense? Do you think that is weird that my personality test is different? Like I answered both always really, really honest.
Mhm.
So yeah, I hope that was interesting. And again, let us know, guys, what your types are. If you maybe took a test with like some time apart or not.
Yep. Where
If
the
you changed.
similarities are.
Exactly. Tell us like if you're an introvert, if you're an extrovert, if you're intuitive, if you're more thinking or more feeling, if you're turbulent or assertive, like tell us everything. We really want to know more about you. And maybe we should give them a little spoiler about what's happening in next week's episode.
Mhm.
So
We
guys,
have a quiz.
maybe we had a recording before this podcast on the same day today. If you're wondering why we look the same as next week's podcast, if you watched it. Oh my god, that's confusing.
Mhm.
So we recorded our first episode with a guest, and our guest on next week's podcast is nobody else but the one, the only Queen Karina, the queen of esport content creation. So you should really, really, really look forward to next week's episode. And thank you again for watching. Thank you again for listening, depending on which platform you were enjoying our content. We wish you a beautiful start of your week if you're listening to this on a Monday. And we will hear you again next week. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.